Glassboro. I wasn't unable to be there, it was my wedding anniversary. What I did here was very nice. Congrats to everybody that helped put that on. And also gave out a scholarship to a graduating high school student from the Creative Glassboro group. Also, if you haven't noticed already, the mural has been completed on the Town Square Restaurant Pavilion. I think everybody did a fantastic job. It was a long time in the making, and my hats go off to everybody that was involved, including the artists. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And Councilwoman Spence.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything per se for my committees, but I just want to thank Councilwoman Miller for all the great information she always provides to us at these meetings. Thank you. And I want to echo what Councilman Halter said about the mural. It's really a beautiful work of art, and I'm really happy that Glassboro has such a fine piece of art in its downtown. It's for public use. It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you very much. We have no unfinished business. We have no new business, so I will ask for the engineer's report, please.
Yes, good evening. Just a brief update for Holly Bush Drive. We'll be closing that out. That's the DOT work that's been done. All the punch list work has been completed. That'll be wrapped up. Came out of concepts the same way out on McKay Boulevard. Matt Bladge is still waiting for the DOT permit. As you can see, they have the cars blocking off the entrance. They're still waiting for that to finish that item. Bonesaws we're aggressively working on their building to get that wrapped up, and then once that's done, they'll finish up the parking lot, which has been constructed in the base conditions, and they'll finish that work there. Charles III, which is your other DOT awarded project, is still up DOT, waiting for their review comments. We're waiting back from them. We're supposed to have something this week, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll hear that. Fern Road Water Tower is nearing completion. They should have the painting all wrapped up by next week at the latest, if not this week. And then the process of disinfecting it and filling that up and getting the testing, and we'll get that put all online. So hopefully next week you'll see scaffolding and everything start coming down with that work. High Street, the townhouse project going towards Williamstown, that's underway. They're starting to put all the utility work in, so you'll see a lot of activity there. And lastly, Lincoln, they call it Lincoln Housing Project, Penrose project over at the corner of Ellis and Higgins. That will be probably breaking ground next month. For that, there's 14 units for age-restricted dwellings. It's been approved with the planning board probably for 3 years now. So they're getting all their approvals, and that's in place, so that'll be firing up also.
How many units is that again, Mark?
There's 14 buildings, and I think there's like 62 units total, and one of those is managers on there, and you also have a small rec center.
Thank you.
Yeah, all single story.
Thank you, Mark. Anybody have any questions for Mark? You're good. And I will now again turn our meeting over to our borough solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a number of resolutions this evening. First is 191, authorizing refund of a tax payment, overpayment, block 48, lot 6. 192, refund of street opening performance guarantee, remedial construction services LLC. 193, also refund of street opening performance guarantee to remedial construction services LLP. 194, awarding contract for HVAC services for the Borough of Glassboro Thorough Report. 195, providing for the insertion of special revenue item of revenue pursuant to NJSA 484-87. 196, authorizing agreement for certain professional services, Borough of Glassboro and Sickles and Associates Inc. for the South Delsey Drive Green Acres application. 197, awarding agreement for two 2022 International HB 507 single axle dump trucks for Glassboro Highway Department and Water and Sewer Department under a national cooperative purchasing program known as Sourcewell. 198, authorizing refund of street opening performance guarantee LP Property Solutions LLC. 199, refund of street opening performance guarantee James Mathers. Resolution 200, authorizing approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Charles III Drive Phase 2 roadway improvements. Resolution 201, authorizing change order number 1 for Holly Bush Drive roadway improvements Phase 2. Resolution 202, authorizing execution of collection location and local government unit LGU semi-annual report form for the Borough of Glassboro. Finally, Resolution 203, amending Resolution 18221, State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Green Acres Program enabling resolutions. They are our resolutions tonight under our consent agenda as for the titles read and for the information provided on the agenda for the particular reasons. Council so moves for approval. Roll call vote.
Move to approve.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
4.
Mr. Fiola?
4.
Mr. Halter?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
I abstain on 2114, but everything else is yes.
Thank you. Abstention's been noted and the motion carries.
That might have been a little early, but we'll go back on that one
I'm
out.
sorry, I apologize.
But say that for next.
Oh.
Next minute, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
And moving on, tonight we have an ordinance, for introduction tonight by title only. That would be ordinance number 21-14. An ordinance amending chapter 101 Police Department by adding a new part 3 to be entitled Extra Duty Law Enforcement Services of the Borough of Glassboro. Purpose that is to amend hourly rates for police highway jobs, to align with other rates provided for county highway work to $70. Council moves for introduction by title only tonight.
Me again, approval of ordinance 21-14.
You didn't give me a chance. Second.
Yeah, no,
I
nobody
have a
wants.
motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Abstention.
Mr. Fiola?
4.
Mr. Halter?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
4.
Mrs. Spence?
Now I abstain.
Those abstentions have been noted. That motion still carries. And at this time, I will entertain a motion to open the meeting up to the public.
Make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. The floor is now open for anyone from the public who wishes to address mayor and council.
Hi, my name is Ralph D'Ambrosio. I live at 117 West High Street, apartment 211. Thank you, Mayor Collins, this time.
Good evening.
This is concerning the cigar store at 101 West High Street. My first issue is regarding smoking, that's outside of their store. And I have, 2 questions. Question 1, you mentioned that the borough is not likely to approve an outdoor extension based on the inability to meet codes, so that I can unravel the future probability that my wife and I will have to continue to either vacate our balcony or use oil diffusers and fans to mask the cigar odor smell. For someone who wants a cigar extension, what requirements make it difficult to meet code?
So Mayor, if I might interject, and not to be disrespectful to Mr. D'Ambrosio, but as he does know, and I am in receipt of your questions that I have reviewed, and just for the record, I would recommend to the governing body not to answer your questions. You're certainly welcome to read your questions into the record, but because I am doing the research to analyze this particular use, the business, the Smoke-Free Act applications, land use law, potential for litigation based on what my ultimate decisions may be as to the operation of that business, I would ask them not to answer any questions with the understanding, as I know you may not be as patient having to have to live above it, but I am working on trying to understand this, to try to understand the law. I've reached out to GASP, spoke to their solicitor lawyer for over 2 hours, trying to understand the Smoke-Free Air Act in New Jersey, County Board of Health I've spoken to, site plan questions, cigar tasting versus cigar retail versus lounges versus statutory interpretation versus case law. I just want you to understand, I am working on it. I may not be as quick as some people would like me to be. I hope to have answers to all your questions by next month for sure, and a position to provide to the governing body regarding all your questions as well.
Okay, no disrespect in it. I thought the issue, all that you talked about was more in terms of inside the store and and I thought outside the store was more clear cut, so that's why,
It isn't as clear cut as you would think, given private property per se, but there are issues that address the use, whether the smoke re-enters into the businesses, but the park area is completely smoke-free. Park in the front is private property, although owned, but it's a lease. Doesn't mean he has a right to smoke. I'm sure you realize that he has taken the tables away because we told him we had to take the tables away, and we're not gonna let him put the tables back. There's a lot that you asked in your 2 pages of questions. We can certainly make it part of the record, but I believe you already sent it into the borough.
okay, and so just, not to beat a dead horse, but the extension permit issue, you can't give any more details about that?
It's unlikely that he's gonna get any approval, period.
Okay, well, that's great. I feel more confident, and that's my main concern about it, is the outdoor part, and thank you.
But I am not done addressing the issues that you raise about the garage door openings, cigarette, smoke coming out. Those are relevant issues that I am looking at as we speak.
Okay, all right, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none, I move the public portion be closed and the public portion be closed. I'm doing it all, I keep getting tongue-tied here.
You recall, Andrew?
Yeah.
No.
Second.
There is a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. I will now entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Move that all duly authorized bills be paid.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I have an extension on Mayor 21-00809.
And Mayor, I also have an extension on PO number 21-02418.
Thank you. Those abstentions have been noted, and the motion still carries. Any comments from our administrator?
I have none, Mayor, at this time.
And I will just say thank you to all that came out and shared your feelings. I wish you all a lovely evening, and with that, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Mayor, I do it all tonight
That
and he takes
motion
my
carries.
glory away.
This meeting is adjourned.
I thought he was gonna vote no.
Our next meeting will be August 21st to August 24th, 2021, 6:30 p.m. Everybody have a great weekend.
And you go.
Yeah, I know. Took the plunder away.
Before you leave, guys, I wanted to bring this up in the room.
Karen, is the mic off?